Hey, I'm Daryll.
And I'm Greg.
We're on a journey on
the long and winding road
to share with you the glorious gift of
music.
We've had the privilege of making a lot of friends, and now we finally have the chance to sit down and have a conversation about their
long and winding road
and share with us the glorious gift of their
music.
So,
relax and rewind it back.
On that note, here's On That Note
with Daryll
and Greg.
Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome to another episode of On That Note with Daryll and Greg.
We've rehearsed this. He knows all the lines now.
I do. Yes.
Well,
because
so
I'm a professional.
we're in episode 7. Oh man.
Dude, what?
7 episodes.
This is the 7th episode, man.
It's
Are you
crazy.
kidding? Whoa.
And
We
we're
made it
here
past
with
5. Mom.
with probably one of the nicest bands that we have from this region,
Yeah, man.
and a band with a purpose. A band.
I think the most purposeful band we've had from this region in terms of
exactly.
what they're using their art and their platform for, in terms of I hate to use this phrase, but it's a phrase that is common amongst people, but woke,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Very in terms of
I think there's a lot of music already that's
yeah.
talking about everything else.
Yeah.
But there's not much music talking about the important things, the things that matter the most.
Yeah.
And so we're really glad to have this band, a band of friends, I believe, and a band who has come up through the different years, through different eras, different sorts of sounds,
Yeah.
and a band that has so much to say still, even after having said so much.
Yeah. A band of the people for the people.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're honored and we're very, very happy to have Imphal Talkies on the show, telling
Guys,
you what
please.
is what. So please welcome
Yes, please welcome these
Imphal
guys.
Talkies. Guys, you can introduce yourself. Hello, hi.
Thank you, Greg, Daryll, for having us. I've been watching your, shows, and I really liked it.
Thank you so much, man.
The Solman was amazing. Even Takanabo and all the people, we happen to know all the artists.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you so much.
And I myself, Aku Chinangum from Imphal, born and grew up here, and been smelling gunpowder here of the armies.
Yeah, I'm John Tiang. I play Bena in Imphal Talkies. Yeah.
Hi, I am Irong Singh Toy. I play a percussion, cajon in Imphal Talkies.
All right, there you go, guys.
So like we do with every band, tell us about your journey and how you guys got here. It's been a long journey.
2008, right?
Crazy journey,
That's a really long time.
and you guys already had done so much work already. So tell us about that whole journey and how you guys got to where you are right now.
Imphal Talkies just happened to be it's a sort of an accidental band. We never planned to be a band, that we are now. It started all the way back in Delhi when I was a student. Somehow I got engaged into lots of politics, and the street protests in New Delhi back then. I'm talking about early 2000 and mid 2000. So, but there was also the time I was, given a chance to play a guitar because somebody left a guitar in my room, in my Delhi, in my Delhi room. So that's how I started, and I started doing my PhD, and then, I had some money as scholarship, and then I took out the money in 2008, and then came home, and then met, my old friend Sachin, and we had a couple of people who backed up, as a session artist in the studio recording. That's how we started the band, Imphal Talkies. But that was how we started, but we never could take it further. And then, I was away for a long time. I was working in Thailand. I was, here and there. Then I came home in 2012, and then I met Chauwa, I met Singthoi, I met and other people, from the, we are actually a 6-piece band, for now. But 3 of them are not able to come here because I think that the government imposed curfew just now, like 6 p.m., you can't move out. So that's how, here we are now. And 2012, Chauwa and me, we started playing pena together, the indigenous bow instrument, folk instrument.
Right.
And then Singthoi came along, and then I think probably he's the first guy who used, cajon, this Latin American instrument, percussionist in Manipur. I would say that. So I think that's how, and then we make music together, we've been traveling around, we perform. Yeah, that's how we are. So it's been a worthwhile journey. Yeah.
So tell us about the beginnings of making the music. Your first album, Tidim Road, came out in 2009. So tell us about making your first moments making music together, the beginnings, that album, and take us through that journey.
The first album we made is called Tidim Road. It's actually a road, that penetrates to Imphal, and then it reaches to the Mizoram border.
Right.
So I was told that Tidim is the name of a small village in Myanmar, back then. So when people travel across Myanmar from Manipur, so they used to take this route.
Okay.
But now Tidim Road leads to Moirang, it doesn't go to Burma anymore. We have another parallel route, which is National Highway.
Eastern Highway 1.
Okay, yeah.
One.
So that I am very fascinated by that particular road, Tidim Road. It's a beautiful scenic view. Border side you will have. It's mostly in like June, July. You'll find like the paddy fields. It's like totally like fields of gold. And I was very inspired. But the thing is, how militarized Manipur is.
Right.
You go to any place like a tourist spot like Loktak or Moirang, you'll find the army camps, all sorts of things. So I was inspired by that, and then there were many other things. So basically, what we do together as a band, I write some songs, and then I sit down with everyone, and then we jam together, and then we share our ideas, even the lyrical content, everything. So that's how we put it together, that every time when we hit the studio, that's how we do together. And then there were also times that we don't get along, so I think we'll argue here and there, lots of stuff. So it's been what we call a crazy ride.
Right.
If you talk about that 2014 album, When the Home is Burning,
Yeah.
you hear like it's polished. It's a little
It's
polished.
clean.
It's not. It's
In
not
terms
that
of a
Reverb
production.
Nation. It's not Reverb Nation Imphal Talkies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
like it's a little bit
clean,
polished.
It's a clean production, like recording and stuff like that. It was very nice and very cleanly done.
Yeah.
But
you maintain
Imphal Talkies maintain that rawness
yeah.
that's always been.
So tell us about creating these songs, that music, that like that energy that you guys talking about. Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, for that thing, for that entire album, we should give credit to this guy, Pratik Bahadur. He's a friend. He's in Taiwan. We recorded the album here at Sunil's place. Sunil is the guy who played drum with us.
Okay.
He also runs a home studio called Hayum Lake. So we recorded the entire album at his studio, and then we sent the entire project to Taiwan, to this guy. And then again, I don't know. He got in touch with some American, and then actually they mixed it and mastered, and then he produced entire, he takes care of the entire cost of that thing.
Right.
But still, I was, we still were not happy. Like it's somewhere, it's not. Even we missed out some part where some very important guitar parts, because while sending the files from here to there and then from there to from Taiwan to America, so we missed out even some silly this thing mistake. Yeah. So that's a song I have written like in years. Some of the song in the album is like when we put out the song in 2014 December. Some of them are like 10 years old, some of the songs. But I think to me that's the most important album for me also, because we were like 6 of us together, literally working together,
Right.
and putting out everything, the differences, musical differences, ideological differences on the table, and then discussing on the studio in the studio.
So let's move on. So after that, you had, I believe, for a lot of people who do not know, you went through a terrible accident. I think a car accident, was it? 2000.
Yeah.
That would be 2016. Right. So like, how did that impact everything that was going on, and how did that affect you and the music and the artistry and everything that was gonna come from Imphal Talkies after that?
To me, when I was unconscious for 3 days, in that accident, and then when I came out, everything was normal. But slowly, I began to realize in my hospital bed that I could not hear from my right ear. My right ear was completely gone, and I thought it was like a joke. That it's just like a momentary kind of deafness. Then I put steroid in my ear and I made injection, and in the end it didn't work out. So I'm still, I'm still adapting. When you strum guitar, I think I kind of miss out, something of it, and then I'm not very sure whether I'm singing in tune with what I'm playing. So it's been a struggle for me, and I think I don't know. It's a challenge for me, and then I believe everyone understands. In the band, and then so every time we play on main stage, big stage, so my monitor has to be on my left side, and then I have to hear everything because this side is completely gone. I cannot rely on the right side at all. So, but it's been a journey. I mean, I'm sure that I'm getting better there.
It's a commendable effort. I mean, obviously, to be able.
And I think that's when I don't know, that's when I started being active in singing also a little bit. I mean, that's how I also started singing and involving more and more into the band.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, earlier Chauwa was not singing much in the band,
Right.
I mean, despite of him being the best singer in the band, so he was not singing earlier. So I think, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but he jumped in, and then we all also like, oh,
There's like kind of a singing chorus, those energy.
Yeah. And for you to have lost the hearing on that ear and still be able to continue and to still do music after that, I mean, that in itself is already big respect.
It's strength, man. You know what I mean? It's
and
like
the fact that you guys
fortitude.
have Chauba and Singtoy to carry you guys over, like it makes it even better. Like it's even nicer. And I caught you guys live in NH7, and that was the first time I am hearing you live after that incident. And I thought that there was not much that was missing. You know, it was exactly like an Imphal Talkies show. You know, like there was not much missing. It was the same Imphal Talkies that, you know. So, and I thought that it would affect the performance, but it never did. Like, you guys sounded great, you know, and so yeah, it's amazing. So tell us about, from that moment on, moving forward, you guys did a Bangladeshi tour, was it? I think sponsored by the Indian Foundation for Artists.
For the arts.
So, and then also following this, you put up an album an album that probably documents your journeys there and stuff like that.
Inspired by that tour, right?
And that album, by the way, for everyone who don't know, Emma Jiwari, it's on YouTube in its entirety. You can watch it live. It's a well constructed concept.
Yeah, it's a very well constructed concept album, right?
And it's
In a way- in
and
a
I've
way
never
it's-
heard of a folk rock kind of concept album before. Like, so it was a new thing for me, you know. And so tell us about that journey. That was after this, right? After the incident.
But that album came first, and the tour happened later.
Okay.
So you know, the Manipuris, you know, there was a Burmese invasion in Manipur, you know, from 1819 to 1826.
Right.
The phase is like in history of Manipur, it's known as the 7-year devastation.
Right.
You know, the Burmese, you know, completely invaded the valley, especially the valley, and, you know, depopulated, everything. And many people were taken, many Manipuris were taken as captives to Myanmar, and then many people also fled, you know, many people migrated to Kasar, you know, which is current Assam, you know, and Manipuris are scattered in these places, you know, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Tripura, Meghalaya, Assam. You know. So we were just following the trail, you know, of the migration. And then actually we were looking at the history of the people. When people talk about Manipur, you know, it's about the geographical boundaries, you know, and we wanted to experience the other Manipur beyond the, you know, boundaries. And then we recorded. Of course, it was supported by India Foundation for the Arts, you know, Bangalore. I'm very grateful to them, you know, such a crazy thing, you know, they supported, you know, and after that also they even told us, like, you know, why don't you go back, you know, to these people and sing the songs that you made about them.
Yeah.
So, and that's how we again toured across Assam, you know, all the small pockets where you have Manipuris, you know, and then again we went to Sylhet, Bangladesh. And then we played like crazy shows, you know, and these shows are like, you'll find like you know, from 3-year-old girls to a 80-year-old man.
Beautiful.
So and we are Manipuris, you know, and the Manipuri film musics are very popular there.
Right.
But you know, and they thought like we are singers from, you know, maybe from the films, and they would expect, and then we were singing completely different music. So even the first song we played in Chile, you know, a lady told us, like, you know, sing that song. So we know that we are very bad, you know, with that kind of music. So it's been, you know, very remarkable for us, you know, as a band to be able to do that, you know, and it's like you know, going back to our own roots, you know. Of course, you know, they carry the stories of our ancestors, you know, the migrations, you know, and then the most fascinating thing is how they struggle as a minority in a place like Bangladesh, in Assam, you know, where you have other communities as a majority. But here, I mean, we belong to Meitei community, and here is like we are dominant, you know, we are the majority. You know? And back then, they are minority, and then how they use the language as a tool, you know, the native tongue as a tool, you know, to prevent their literature, the folk tales, you know, it's amazing. And then we could have done like, you know, three, four albums, you know, on this story itself, but it's never enough. And we are quite, you know, blessed to visit these places, and then we have met lots of good friends, you know, in this journey, and then they have become like our families. We share music, we share stories, you know, and it's quite fascinating. And I think for all of us, it has this this is not just an album, it's like a lifelong kind of a project, and we're going to do more on this subject, traveling across and then bridging the gap.
Right. Talk to us about one of the bigger projects. I think that a native tongue called Peace.
Yeah.
Right. Like when you guys
Yeah.
started that, and I've just only seen just a few examples of what that has done, because I also come from music theory background, so we have done work in music therapy and how it can help in a lot of situations, especially with PTSD, especially with stuff like that. And seeing the things that you have been doing with kids, just with your music and just by expanding that, it's such a beautiful thing, man. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say, I really appreciate what you guys have been doing and are continuing to do with this, with your music, and with setting an example with your lives, So just talk to us more about that, about native tongue.
Yeah, it's a very. I mean, for me personally, it's a life-changing, project for me. After getting to know the children, I completely changed myself about how I see the world, even how I write music. Earlier I used to act like Chao said. I changed after my accident, like a sober guy. So it was for me, when I met these children, I started thinking the kind of language that I used in my earlier music, because these children were singing. I have a song called, which we put out in the second album, when the home is burning. There's a song called Aishirage, which means let me die. It's about the frustration that you feel, in the air you breathe, the militarization, the unemployment issues, it's about a youngster who wants to kill himself. So at the children home, I was working with this, and then one fine day I found this group of children singing that song, and it completely shocked me because more than me, these children have suffered more, in past. The most beautiful thing about this project is they come from different ethnic backgrounds of Manipur, from the hills, from the valley, and the most beautiful thing is very organically, you'll find a Kuki girl singing a Meitei song. A Meitei girl will be singing a Angkul song, that kind of exchange, which we don't have in the outside world, because we are all busy. The adult world is busy, trying to push their propaganda here and there. We never get to sit down together and even share our culture and identity. But at this children home, the children, it's amazing. I look at them as a they can be the perfect model of Manipur, where you have all kinds of people from different backgrounds sharing one roof and sharing whatever that you are given, whatever that you have. When we started out the project, the children were very aloof, very introvert, and they would not be interested, But slowly, me, going out in the fields and playing guitar for them.
Being together with children is about learning, sharing from them, and growing, as a better person, always. So in that sense, it's very therapeutic, both ways, so helping each other. I think this basic core of being with children, learning from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By doing these two projects, the one that you're doing with the children now is the one that will probably set the future of Manipur itself, and the future of the people, and the future of you guys. And the fact that you did the Bangladesh project and to try to understand your roots, as well as doing the future project. I think this is something that every band should look up to, and it's a beautiful thing to put yourself in that position of looking at these two things and trying to move forward and put your stamp in it also, and how to put your music as the tool to shape that thought process and to shape that progression to move forward from everything that has happened. It has not been the best 20, 30 years for the Northeast as
For
a
the
whole.
Northeast,
You know?
yeah.
And we clearly understand that, and I believe even the Khasis, I was just telling Daryll earlier, even the Khasis have a community in Bangladesh that was spread due to the Bengal partition. So I mean, it's not as probably as bad as the Burmese invasion, but I'm guessing it is still quite something to think about, to leave everything behind and just move to another place, you know, like. And that must have been something for you guys to also understand that, you know, like that, your struggles there are probably smaller than the struggles of these guys back in the day, you know. And it is
Very true.
It's something that is very inspiring, and it inspires me to want to do the same now. Like, performance, you guys have a song for us?
I think we'll play Lullaby.
Lullaby, nice. So here you
This
have
gentleman, Imphal Talkies,
Imphal Talkies.
with Lullaby.
Bloodstock Street, that's my ground. That's where I played around. Sound of gunshot, that's my song. That's my lullaby. Your revolution has snatched away my right to education. Your revolution has snatched away my right to education. That's somebody, that's my daddy. You just shot him, you just killed him. We don't need your guns and bombs. We just need songs of love. Your constitution has nothing for me. All we do is kill my innocence. Your constitution has nothing for me. All we do is kill my innocence.
right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That was Imphal Talkies
Imphal Talkies
with the
with the
performance of
Crazy.
Lullaby.
I'm so
Epic
happy,
song.
man. I'm so happy that they did that.
Yeah,
song.
Greg wanted them to play the song.
Well, sadly, this is the end of the show. But before we let you guys go, do tell us what should we be expecting and what you guys have planned and what's the future looking like.
Well, definitely, I'm planning a new album next year, sometime in summer. Before that, we're working on a song again on Loktak Lake.
Right.
So there's this floating, what do you call, zoological garden. It's the only floating, zoological garden in the world. And that's where you live Sangai, the deer, the national, the state animal of Manipur.
Right.
So, and, they're going through lots of, imbalance, ecologically, environmentally, because of certain, factors which the government bring in the name of civilization, in the name of development, and then how it destroys the ecological, and environmental this value. So, hopefully it should come out next month, the song. It's a single again. We're trying to work with a, violin player, a friend again.
Right.
We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Nice. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, so check those things out next month.
Yep.
Some very, very important, like the topic of what the song is about, you were saying you're going to release. Very important things. So make sure you check that out and follow Imphal Talkies.
Yep.
Follow the rest of the guys.
Links down below.
Links are all somewhere there.
Yeah.
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
Follow them.
these guys and check
Help
out all their music. Yeah.
Contribute and take away, because I've taken away a lot from this episode. Thank you
Yes.
guys. Thank you. Be
Thank you.
kind. Be kind.
Thank
Be
you
good.
for inviting.
Thanks to both of you so much.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, on that note,
It is very sad to end this show, but we have.
yeah,
to.
man.
I'm still
like-
enjoying the conversations, but
Might.
yeah. All right. So yeah, man. So okay, let's just end it. Anyways, we have to. Right.
No.
All right. On that note, this was
On that note.
With
Daryll
Daryll and Greg.
and Imphal Talkies. Thank you guys so much, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.